I was driving a couple days ago. I had this moment. I couldn't wait to tell you about it. And I have a lot of different types of music that I enjoy. Going through profound sadness and discouragement has given me a fresh love for some forms of country music. And I was driving the other day listening to this George Strait song about Texas, and I started to immediately kind of have this moment about where we are and what we've experienced through our own journey of restoration. And I just want to tell you from personal experience that I know many of you, if not all of you, are in a place of great uncertainty. Everything that you believed and held on to has been ripped out from underneath you. Everything that used to be so normal is now gone, seemingly with the wind. And I had this kind of pause in my day where I looked at my life and was like, man, I didn't see any of this coming. And I want to tell you, losing everything was one of the best things that ever happened to me. I don't mean that as some cliche, and I'm not going to get into this tangent about how, infidelity is the greatest thing that's ever happened to us, because that's just not necessarily a true kind of picture. And I also enjoy how so many of you tar and feather me when I said that in the past. I don't mean that. But what I do mean is there's new life. I want to tell you right now, wherever you're at, there will be a day where you will wake up and you will marvel at the new life that you have. And I sat here the other day and I'm like, man, I never saw, and I named some of my friends that I have that I didn't have 11 years ago. And I look and I think, man, I never saw these guys. And I just was like, man, and I was praying and I just said, God, thank you for him and him and him and just the relationships that I have. I didn't see the house that we live in now, which is, hey, it's a median type home, but it's the nicest home I ever have lived in, okay? Whether when I was growing up and being married. I didn't see the job. I never saw this. Really, 11 years ago, you'd have told me, or 12 or 13, you'd have told me that one day I would be doing things like this? No, I had no idea. Yeah, I will forever carry with me a sadness for what I have done. I hope that every one of you unfaithful spouses forever carries this little channel, this little pocket of sadness that when you think about what you've done, you wince. I don't care how healed you are. I don't care. I don't care how restored you are. You can talk to Rick, who is, decades, 30 some odd years past when his affair came out. But he winces when you think back about what you did as an unfaithful and what your choices cost your spouse, your family, people that were in the crosshairs. So I'll forever, hurts. I don't ever want to get to the point, and I don't ever plan on getting to the point where I don't wince. But I'll tell you, I have new life. Samantha has new life. There's a whole new life we never saw. I will tell you honestly, sitting in Rick's office, yelling, cussing, screaming, fighting, looking at each other, hating each other, wanting to just stab each other. We didn't see the life that we have right now. We didn't, okay? We didn't see the house, the home, the life, the joy, the intimacy, the marital pleasure, the sexual intimacy, the restorative grace that we have. We never saw it. We just didn't. It was so hard. I had one or two people say these things to me. And so I want to say it to you wherever you're at. There's new life. There's going to be some things you just lose. You may lose your home that you love. You're going to lose some friends. You may lose your job. If you're an unfaithful, I'm sorry, you're going to lose some things. If you try and live your life constantly trying to lose your job or this or that at the expense of losing your spouse, you're probably going to end up keeping all this other stuff and losing your spouse. You've got to focus on what's most important, because I'll tell you, regardless of how difficult or how much pain you're feeling right now, there is new life available for you, and you probably can't even see it. But here, 11 years later, I look at my life and I think I am incredibly satisfied. I am incredibly fulfilled. Yes, I have these dreams and things I'd like to do and all that stuff, but let me tell you, I am incredibly fulfilled with Samantha. The best decision, short of what I did with with Christ, the second best decision I ever made was to do recovery work and to give our marriage a shot. You may say, Samuel, I hate my recovery right now. I did too, early on. There's days where you just hate it. There's days that I hate what I did and I look back and go, man, I never thought it would cost me this. But those days you got to push through. And I know that it's probably hard for you to see that one day you'll be fulfilled and one day you'll be joyful. But I got to tell you, I read this the other day. If you hate your recovery, well, work on your recovery until you love it. You may have to get pissed off. You may have to get tough. You may have to go to a place in your soul that you don't want to go to. But I promise you, if you'll go there, there is new life. There is new healing. There is a life that you will marvel at if you push through the dark days that you're probably having to make war with right now.